Hello, welcome. I am Dr. Carissa Winland. You can call me Dr. C for short. And I am a collaborator and editor with Digital Authors. We are super excited to have you today for the course entitled How to Use the Hero's Journey to Structure the Outline of Your Book. Here we give you a 5-step guide to write your nonfiction book, or fiction too, it works for both. Most of our clients at Digital Authors tend to be nonfiction writers, but the principles apply. In this course, we talk about the hero's journey and how you can practically structure your book using the steps of the hero's journey, among more. This will help to engage your readers, not just provide meaningful content, not just to provide your knowledge or a nice story, but to actually hook them in and make your story and your content worthy of potentially changing somebody's life, resonating so deeply with that. And if you've learned about the hero's journey before, I encourage you to still stay and listen. And here's why. This is a personal anecdote. When I was a COO for an education company in Dallas, Texas, we actually use the hero's journey and elements of the symbolism to create our curriculum. Or our team did, our writing team did. They did a fantastic job. From students to adults, our curriculum and our content was so engaging that it drove the company to success. And the reason for that is because we taught material, we taught the principles of knowledge through an engaging format that resonated with the psychology of adults and students. We would go into private and public schools and deliver professional development trainings. And usually when you think about this, you think about, professional development training, everybody's on their phone, they're like, how do we get this over with? I roll. And everybody, no matter where we went, were alert, we're engaged, we're participating without eye rolls. In any case, if you've learned it before, I'm highly confident that the way we present it here at Digital Authors, even if you've learned it in a way that is successful, this course that was put together by the founder and CEO of Digital Authors, Wiebke Tasch, has done an amazing job to make the hero's journey, the practical step-by-step guide, work for fitting your book into it. She's published like 5 books, working on her 6th. It's incredible. So I invite you to join me on our own journey, where we will learn how to captivate your audience and move them forever. Not just provide content that is knowledgeable or expert level or a great story if you're a fiction writer, but to really draw them in and resonate with their psychology in a meaningful way that makes your book memorable. We at Digital Authors have made it our mission to bring together writers around the world to support them in their creative process. For example, stay tuned, I'm super excited about this. We have plans for hosting a writer's retreat in amazing places like Costa Rica or Canada during the winter. So definitely follow us for future events. Take advantage of the knowledge that has been gained from years of research and self-publishing. Let us help you discover the book within you and narrate your own hero's journey. The course is structured in 5 steps where we drill into detail about what it takes to successfully structure a book. And the first step is what we're going to be talking about today. 1, what is the hero's journey? And how do you structure your book into that format? 2, how do you find your reader? How do you find your target audience? 3, What is your reader's transformation? Meaning, where are they at on their own hero's journey? Because as you will come to find out, we're all on a hero's journey and we're at different places. And in truth, we're actually on several. So by identifying where your reader is at, you take the traditional marketing of finding your target audience and advertising to them to the next level. Because now you're understanding what they need in terms of transformation and how your book can appeal to them. And then 4 is the 4 ways to structure a nonfiction book. And 5, how to bring it all together. Now, before we continue, I would love to share a vision quest, a guided meditation of about 15 or 20 minutes. When I do guided meditations, I like them to be in flow. And the purpose of this is to connect with your subconscious. Now, why is this important? Did you know that many great works of art actually are done in combination with a conscious, knowledge-driven, goal-driven mind, purpose-driven, and the subconscious emanations, creativity of dreams, of nuance and intuition? And this is why many great writers and even CEOs keep dream journals beside their bed, or they write first thing in the morning while the subconscious is still active. What I love about working with the subconscious mind is that sometimes as a creative and as an artist, I have ideas about what I want to do and they're very conceptual. And when I'm purely in the conceptual, sometimes my audience is sort of like, I don't get it, because it's so conceptual that it doesn't resonate at an emotional level. And when I go into flow, or when I produce art that is working with my subconscious mind, I find that it resonates more deeply with people. And you get ideas from the subconscious mind that seem to come out of nowhere, that are like brilliant ideas. And so in this guided meditation, a vision quest, I would like to propose that we interact with our subconscious mind and ask for a book title. Maybe we'll get several book titles. Maybe we'll realize that we have several books within us. Maybe we'll receive pieces or information of what our highest calling wants us to create. So I invite you to get comfortable. For me, when I do guided meditations and I receive them, I like to be laying down on a yoga mat, on my bed, in a room where I will be undisturbed. I like it to be dark personally, and I like to have headphones on. But you can sit, you can kneel, just don't be driving, please. And what I would like you to do is bring your awareness to center. Observe any sounds that you hear other than my voice. And recognize that that is the world existing around us. And for a moment, we will depart that world. We will safely return, of course. And the first way that we start to leave is through breath. So focus on breathing. Breath is how we leave, and it is how we return. And throughout the meditation, you may find that your breath changes. Just let it. Perhaps you hold it. Perhaps it's shallow. Perhaps it's deep and rhythmic. But unlike other meditations, we will not focus on our breath except to come in and out of our bodies. Keep breathing and bring your attention to your toes. These little tiny things, wiggle them if you would like, help us to keep our balance as we walk. Give them a moment off. Release any memory of tension. And the bottom of your feet, these carry the weight, the gravity of your existence. Give them time off too, and let the weight of who you are fall away in relaxation. Let's move to our calves. These provide forward momentum, precision in our action-oriented steps in life. Flex them and let them relax, letting all of that tension fade away. And as we go to our knees, let's thank them for their agility. Because without them, we would not be able to walk. Let's go to our calves, our thighs and hamstrings. These are the powerhouses of our forward movement, our determination. Feel that determination. Slide away for a moment as we shift into a receptive energy state. And as we move to our lower back, pelvic region, and lower abdomen, imagine a ball of light, of creativity, swirling around, making its way upward to your stomach and belly button, where the intent and drive to create is held. Let it continue swirling there, changing colors if it would like to. And imagine one tiny little strand from the ball making its way upwards into your chest and heart space. Allow that to turn into brilliance of expansion, feeling an opening of your heart, forgiving anyone, including yourself, and setting the intent of authenticity and vulnerability. Now imagine that another string of light and energy makes its way upward to your throat. And it spins there and activates. And this is where we voice with words our creations. But sometimes we need those creations to move to our fingers so we can write. So imagine 2 threads moving down to your shoulders, left and right side, all the way through your arms, your palms, and your fingers, an energy charge of creativity, authenticity, and receptivity. Now bring your awareness to your surroundings again. And imagine for a moment that the energy body of you lifts out of your resting body. And it walks to a table of ethereal matter that is in the room. And on that table, you see a writing instrument and a piece of paper. What does the writing instrument look like? And as you go to pick it up, what does it feel like? I invite you to write an intention down on the piece of paper. My recommendation would be an intention to ask my subconscious for recommendations of book titles. But you can make it whatever you want to. When you're done writing, fold the piece of paper and put it somewhere where you can use it again. It could be a pocket, it could be a purse, a bag, or you could just hold it in your hand. And now imagine from your energy space, from where your head is and where your brain is, inviting your subconscious to emanate into the ethereal form in front of you. And from your frontal lobes, deep within the midbrain, you feel this energy strand exit you and appear in front of you. Does it take form? Perhaps it is an animal. Perhaps it is a creature, a fairy, or maybe a person. Or it could be a wisp of light. Let it take form and greet you. And thank it for being your guide in this moment, on this vision quest. Let it lead you out of your present surroundings. And as you start to get to your front door, wherever that is, you open it, but instead of the world that you expect, there is another door there. What does it look like? Take note, because this door can come back to you through your dreams, or perhaps in meditation, and it will be a signal for you to know that your subconscious is speaking to you about this journey and about your intention. As you open the door, you and your guide see a meadow, a long field, As you look in the distance, you also see what appears to be a cave. It's not that far away, a relatively short walk, but you must cross a meadow. And as you start walking, take note. Are there flowers? How tall is the grass? Is it night or day? How does the ground feel? Does it feel hollow or squishy and wet or dry and arid? What is the temperature? As you get closer to the cave, you notice that on all sides of the field there's an ancient forest with knobbled trees. Take note of what the trees look like, and these are cues. Are there observers? Or is it just you and your guide? As you approach the cave, your guide turns to you and asks you if you have any fears. Do you have any fears about publishing? Do you have any fears about writing? Are you going to write the book that you want to really write, or are you going to write another, much more easier one? Now is the time to honor that, to acknowledge it, to thank it for giving you that information. As you enter the cave, your guide pulls 2 torches from holders in the wall, and your guide lights both torches, handing you one. So as you journey through the cave, you can see. And your guide continues onward, leading you through this tunnel. What do the walls look like? Are there any inscriptions? Is there any art, words, letters, or numbers? Perhaps there are gemstones begging to be adored for their beauty, or precious metals that dance a reflective dance in firelight. As you continue, your guide stops for a moment. You're at a threshold. The tunnel has now become a circular, dome-like room, and you hear what sounds like little droplets falling from a high distance into some pool of water. Your guide asks you to become fully present in the cave and in the silence. So take a moment to feel the cave. Your guide continues onward to the center of this large, expansive room. And although the light is dim in the distance, you can make out on the left and the right 2 other corridors. And as you approach the center of the room, you see a stone circular pool with a liquid in it. And you see on the other side of that pool another 2 corridors. Your guide notices your curiosity and says, "Not for today." Your guide is taking you to a scrying pool. The liquid there is not like water. What does it look like? Does it have colors? Does it have anything else in it? Your guide takes your torch from you and with both torches puts it in the liquid, and instead of being extinguished, the flames jump up in a circular fashion in the middle of the pool, as though the pool is now activated. And your guide removes 2 of the torches, placing them in holders on the left and the right side, directly in opposition with each other, and asks you to throw your intention into the fire ring of the pool. You may also change your intention if you would like to, your guide says. You feel a rumbling beneath your feet. The concrete pool seems to be shaking and the liquid in it is gyrating. And you notice a stone altar, a square stone altar being slowly pushed to the surface of the liquid, but before it actually breaches the liquid, it stays about a centimeter below the surface. And that is when you notice a book appears. What does the book look like? Are there any titles? If you open the pages, will there be print on them? Can you read anything? I will give you a moment to explore the book. Take note of any images or visions that come to you as you make your trek back. Any insights. It could just be pieces of emanations. It could be an actual series of book titles in a certain order with a deep feeling and resonance of your destiny. Your guide removes the torches, handing you one, and invites you on your return trip. Take note of any feelings as you depart the cave. As you approach the meadow and you begin your journey back, I'd like to ask you if the meadow is the same or if it has changed. Is it steadfast? Or is your creativity fluid? And this is important for you to know. Both are important, but they're unique to listeners, and they tell you about your creative approach and what you need. You don't have to fight either. If it was fixed and you want it to be fluid because you didn't know that there was that option, you are welcome to explore. There are no rules with creativity. It's just a reflection of a natural tendency that we might have that gives us insight into our process. As you return to the door, the magic door, your guide positions themselves in front of you. And all of a sudden, your sight changes, your perspective changes, and instead of you being you and your guide being them, you now become your guide, looking through the lens of their perspective at you, and your guide becomes you. And there's a merging of energies through the eyes, and the emanations in the form of your guide and you dissipate as you come back into wholeness and oneness. Bring your awareness to your surroundings, where your body is, and breathe. Let's find your toes again, and your fingers this time, and let's wiggle them. And let's bring our awareness back into groundedness and remember what it feels like to experience gravity. And feel free to stretch or to start to move around your legs, or if you need some more time, you can stay stationary. And what I would like to invite you to do is to pause this recording and write down any reflections, any details, anything significant that came to you on your vision quest. And take the time that you need before we immerse ourselves in the next part.